Hello. Today we're talking about this chapter of showing up in Philip Yancey's book. Showing up, what does that mean? He talks about all the distractions we have in our lives, taking us away from a routine in prayer. I know for myself, as soon as I get into some sort of routine, there's always something to take me away from that. The doorbell ringing, dog barking, kids coming in, the phone ringing. It's just, sometimes I just despair at the amount of distractions I have, but also as someone who works on the internet a lot, I get a lot of distractions there, and I'm sure that a lot of people, people go to work every day, which I don't have to do, fortunately, but how do they find time for prayer when they have routines at work or perhaps at university? Things like that. How do they find that time? I think what God's saying here is that what he wants us to do simply is to show up at some point. You need to have a routine in your life because it's important for you to have that connection with God, which I often talk about. It's having that one-to-one with him. And if you don't show up for prayer in that way, then I feel like you're missing out. I had an incident a while ago, a few years ago, where I changed the password on my computer the night before. The following day, I hadn't written it down, I'd forgotten the password completely, and I couldn't get into my computer to do my work. I spent the whole morning being very frustrated, wasting all that time, and in the end I threw my hand in the air and I said, I'm going to just have to walk away from it before I throw it out the window. And so I went to pray, and I wanted to take my mind off it and pray about something other than this computer of mine taking my mind away from everyday things. And as I'm praying about something else, suddenly this word popped into my head. And I opened my eyes and I thought, no way can that be the password. I wasn't even thinking of it. How did that just get into my head? That isn't the password. I wouldn't even have used that as a password. But of course I had to try it just to see that I was hearing things or whatever, my imagination running away with me. So I went to my computer, tapped in this word, and it opened. And I couldn't believe it because it wasn't a word that I would have used. But the best thing of it was, on my computer I had a wallpaper which I hadn't seen for years. It's somewhere in there, lost in the all my files and everything. But as I put this password in and it came on, the screen flashed up with this wallpaper and it said, "Trust God." And it was a defining moment for me, because had I not got myself off the computer to go and pray, I would not have had that communication with him. I would not have heard him, because I wouldn't have been so desperate to get into prayer with him to have that connection. So if you can see where I'm going with this, is that even though we have all these disruptions in our life, all these distractions, that it is important for our own well-being and for God, our relationship with him, to just find that moment, just that one moment, to have that prayer with him. And it's called showing up, which is what they're talking about today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you find time for a prayer and a connection with God, our Lord. Thank you. Bye.